Hey, what's going on? I'm glad you can join me and engage in my presentation, Breaking the Chains, Healing Through Array of Light Therapy, a global perspective on trauma and healing. I'm Ray. What's your name? Well, I'm glad that you're here. So let's get started, shall we? So, trauma is a silent epidemic that affects millions worldwide, often leaving deep emotional and psychological scars. It often comes when you least expect it. Trauma is our opponent, and we must train in order to overcome it and not let it overcome us. Whether experienced through personal crises, natural disasters, or societal conflicts, trauma does not discriminate and its impact can last a lifetime. So, in this presentation, we explore the nature of trauma, its prevalence, severity, and the paths toward healing. While traditional methods have provided some relief, there is growing recognition of the need of integrative approaches that treat the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. So, this is where Array of Light Therapy comes in, which is a modality that I created that offers a unique approach to trauma, one that intertwines the power of ancient spiritual teachings with modern psychological practices, creating a healing process that is both profound and transformative. Through this journey, we will dive into the origins of trauma, best practices for treatment, and how Array of Light Therapy stands apart by fostering holistic growth and resilience. Let us discover how light, even in the darkest times, can guide us toward a path of recovery and spiritual enlightenment. So, before diving into definitions, let's first recognize why trauma is a critical issue. Trauma affects not only individuals but entire communities, especially in the wake of disasters. Studies show that over 70% of adults will experience trauma in their lifetime, and its effects can be long lasting. Traditional therapies often focus on symptom reduction, but Array of Light Therapy offers a deeper, more integrative approach, honoring both the struggle and the healing process. Through a blend of spiritual wisdom, mindfulness, and cognitive strategies, Array of Light Therapy helps individuals not just survive trauma, but transform through it. Trauma is a global issue affecting millions across various demographics. This slide introduces the scope of trauma worldwide and its impact on mental health. As you can see, the United States is labeled in the red zone. Do you want to let that sink in before we move to the next slide? Actually, yes. Let's do that silently for a moment. Not all trauma is the same. Disaster trauma, which affects entire populations, requires large scale interventions and often leads to PTSD, survivor guilt, and chronic stress. Everyday traumas, such as personal loss or abuse, can be equally devastating, though it often goes unnoticed. The Array of Light therapy model acknowledges both, offering a flexible approach that integrates cognitive healing with spiritual resilience. By understanding the different types of trauma, we can better tailor interventions for healing. Trauma encompasses emotional and psychological responses to distressing events. It can manifest in various forms, from acute incidents to prolonged complex experiences. The slide represents physical, emotional, and psychological traumas that anyone may experience at any given time. So, explaining the different categories of trauma helps to understand how each impacts individuals differently, requiring tailored approaches to treatment. Acute trauma is caused by a single event. Examples could include physical or sexual assault, mass shootings, a major injury, a car crash, a natural disaster, or a terrorist attack. Chronic trauma is caused by prolonged traumatic events such as domestic abuse, war, homelessness, community violence, chronic illness, and neglect. Complex trauma happens when we are exposed to multiple interrelated or connected forms of traumatic experiences.
The impact of trauma varies widely, but there are key psychological patterns we often see. Some individuals develop PTSD, struggling with flashbacks and emotional numbness. Others experience chronic anxiety, hypervigilance, or even dissociation where they feel disconnected from their body or reality. Understanding these responses allows Array of Light Therapy practitioners to guide healing through adaptive relational listening, mindfulness, and spiritual integration. Healing is not just about managing symptoms, it's about restoring connection to oneself and one's purpose.
Trauma varies globally, with regions affected by conflict, poverty, and natural disasters experiencing the highest rates. Understanding these disparities is crucial for developing effective interventions. The graph on the slide shows just some of those types of traumas and adversities that people experience. So, trauma can cause significant and lasting changes in brain function, particularly in areas related to emotion, memory, and decision making. This often results in conditions like PTSD, anxiety, and depression. In the picture on the slide, it shows that the prefrontal cortex in our brain is responsible for the rational thinking and regulates emotions such as fear responses from the amygdala. So, for example, if someone is challenged with PTSD, this section of the brain will have a reduced volume. The amygdala is wired for our survival, and when it is active, it is hard to think rationally. So, the more hyperactive the amygdala is, the more signs of PTSD will be present. And lastly, the hippocampus is responsible for memory and distinguishing between the past and present. And it is also works to remember and make sense of the trauma. So, with consistent exposure to trauma, this section of our brain will shrink. So, beyond individual suffering, trauma can have widespread effects on communities and societies, leading to increased violence, economic instability, and intergenerational trauma. All right, so traditional approaches to trauma treatment include cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing or EMDR, and psychodynamic therapy. Each method addresses different aspects of trauma's psychological impact. Pharmacotherapy or medication can be an effective component of trauma treatment, particularly for managing symptoms like anxiety, depression, and PTSD. However, it is often most effective when combined with psychotherapy. Emerging therapies such as MDMA, assisted psychotherapy, and neurofeedback show promise in treating trauma by addressing the neurobiological impacts of traumatic experiences in innovative ways. The graph on the slide reflects a study that was done on individuals challenged with PTSD. As we can see, MDMA assisted psychotherapy had a greater positive impact when used compared to those with a placebo. So, array of light therapy is an integrative therapeutic modality that yours truly created that combines sacred teachings with modern psychotherapy to promote holistic healing. It emphasizes spiritual growth and mindfulness practices, respecting all spiritual traditions. Light therapy draws its core wisdom from the Torah and Quran, providing a strong spiritual foundation. For example, in the Torah, Psalms 23, verse 4, it reassures us that even in the darkest valleys, God is with us, offering comfort and protection. Similarly, the Quran emphasizes the importance of patience and trust in God's plan. Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. The Quran also underscores the importance of following divine guidance and understanding one's life purpose. This wisdom is foundational to Array of Light therapy, guiding individuals toward a deeper connection with Allah. The Torah emphasizes ethical living and alignment with divine commandments as seen in Deuteronomy and Leviticus. This supports Array of Light's therapies commitment to moral and spiritual development. Array of Light therapy also incorporates those teachings from other texts, including Buddhism and Hinduism, to ensure inclusivity. The Bhagavad Gita, for instance, teaches the importance of selfless action and mindfulness, which align well with modern therapeutic practices. The teachings on mindfulness and meditation are particularly effective in managing stress and anxiety. These insights also provide a holistic perspective on personal and spiritual growth. This ultimately creates a comprehensive and inclusive approach that is adaptable to various cultural and spiritual backgrounds.
Array of Light therapy is not meant to replace traditional therapy, but to complement it. While cognitive behavioral therapies, or CBT, focuses on changing thought patterns, Array of Light therapy integrates deeper meaning through spiritual reflection. While EMDR helps process trauma memories, Array of Light therapy uses mindfulness to foster inner peace and self awareness. This hybrid approach allows individuals to engage with healing on multiple levels mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Unlike conventional therapies that focus solely on symptom relief, Array of Light therapy provides a holistic framework based on four key pillars: spiritual integration, mindfulness, respect for diverse beliefs, and an emphasis on the healing journey itself. By combining psychological strategies with spiritual wisdom, Array of Light therapy allows individuals to find meaning even in their suffering.
Array of Light therapy provides a structured approach to trauma by integrating spiritual reflections with therapeutic dialogue and mindfulness practices, helping individuals process trauma while fostering spiritual and emotional resilience.
How does Array of Light therapy work in real world settings? It can be integrated into disaster response teams, therapeutic counseling settings, and community healing circles. In disaster settings, Array of Light therapy provides spiritual and psychological first aid. In therapy, it complements existing methods like CBT and EMDR. In community settings, Array of Light therapy fosters shared resilience by honoring collective healing stories. By bridging psychology and spirituality, Array of Light therapy offers a dynamic, adaptable framework for healing and spiritual growth.
Each session in Array of Light therapy begins with a reflection grounded in sacred texts, followed by mindfulness exercises, therapeutic dialogue, and ending with holistic health advice, offering a well rounded therapeutic experience. Within the initial session, we will work to understand the client's goals, challenges, and for those goals, we will establish clear personalized objectives that are tailored to the clients, which includes creating an action plan with strategies that are manageable. This is all followed by ongoing support with continuous reflection and adjustments if necessary. Array of Light Therapy incorporates CBT techniques to help clients reframe negative thoughts, aligning them with spiritual teachings that promote psychological and spiritual growth. Mindfulness practices are central to Array of Light Therapy, encouraging clients to stay present and engage with their spiritual journey, thereby helping to manage stress and enhance emotional well being. Okay, so let's take a moment and do a little mindfulness exercise. Click on the video on the right hand of the slide and follow along. Come on now, you deserve it. Buddhism or indigenous spiritualities, Array of Light Therapy offers relevant and valuable insights. Array of Light Therapy is inclusive, respecting all spiritual paths and integrating teachings from various traditions, fostering a sense of belonging and community among participants, which enhances the therapeutic experience. Let's meet Nathan, who is always on edge and worried about everything. In an Array of Light therapy session for anxiety, we reflect on a verse in the Quran, reminding Nathan that Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. The practice of mindfulness meditation, as in Buddhism, is designed to help Nathan help manage his anxious thoughts. Lastly, we discuss the importance of God's plan as emphasized in Romans 8:28 from the Bible, and integrate CBT techniques to help Nathan reframe his worries. This case study highlights how a client successfully can manage anxiety through Array of Light by integrating spiritual reflections from the Quran and mindfulness practices combined with CBT techniques. All right, so let's meet Tyler, who feels like a cloud follows her everywhere, making it hard to get out of bed. For Tyler's depression, we focus on verses from the Torah about hope and resilience, as in Psalms 42:11. We practice chanting a mantra, as in the Bhagavad Gita, to uplift her spirit, explore holistic approaches from Ayurveda to balance her body's energies, and incorporate MBSR practices to help Tyler stay present and find joy in small moments. This case study demonstrates how a client with depression can find healing through Array of Light Therapy by focusing on spiritual teachings from the Torah and engaging in mindfulness and therapeutic dialogue. Meet David, who is battling addiction and feels stuck in a cycle that he can't break. Addressing David's addiction involves reflection on personal responsibility and redemption, like those found in Ezekiel from the Torah. We use mindfulness practices to manage cravings, discuss the concept of dharma or duty from the Bhagavad Gita to help David find purpose, and employ CBT strategies to change his behavior patterns. In this case, a client battling addiction will be able to break free from their cycle through Array of Light Therapy's combination of spiritual reflection, mindfulness, and CBT, alongside discussions on personal responsibility and redemption. Array of Light Therapy offers a holistic approach to healing by integrating physical, emotional, and spiritual health, ensuring that all aspects of a client's well being are addressed, which is critical and important when dealing with trauma. Array of Light Therapy stands out from traditional trauma therapies by offering a deeply integrative approach that respects diverse spiritual paths and emphasizes the importance of spiritual growth in the healing process. Array of Light Therapy is grounded in the belief that healing requires a holistic approach that encompasses the mind, spirit, and body. It utilizes spiritual teachings, mindfulness, and cognitive restructuring to help clients process and recover from trauma. This modality showcases that true healing can only occur when an individual aligns their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with their spiritual beliefs, leading to a more integrated and resilient self. The technique of reflect and reconnect is known as R squared, which is inspired by my father and I having the same name. And it encourages clients to review their experiences through a spiritual lens, transforming trauma into opportunities for growth. For example, a client may be guided to understand their trauma as a test of faith or as an opportunity for spiritual growth that can offer a perspective that can reduce feelings of helplessness and foster a sense of purpose. This technique is akin to cognitive restructuring in TFCBT, where clients are taught to challenge and reframe negative thoughts related to their trauma. The transition to change can be challenging, as illustrated by the photo on the slide. While some clients may initially resist the spiritual aspects of Array of Light therapy, careful introduction and emphasis on inclusivity can help them appreciate the modality's benefits. So, Array of Light therapy's success depends on seamlessly integrating diverse spiritual teachings with modern therapy. Facilitators must be well trained to guide clients through this process effectively, providing clear explanation and contextualizing each teaching within the Array of Light therapy framework could benefit the client. Developing a structured curriculum that progressively introduces new concepts and practices and offering opportunities for participants to ask questions and seek clarification would help when navigating these complex integrations. Facilitators of Array of Light therapy require comprehensive training that encompasses both the sacred text and modern therapeutic practices to ensure they can deliver effective sessions. By investing in comprehensive training programs for facilitators, it can ensure they are well versed in both the sacred text and modern therapeutic practices, providing ongoing support and professional development to maintain high standards of facilitation is critical in this area. Integrative therapy combines elements from various therapeutic approaches, offering a flexible and personalized treatment plan. Array of Light therapy is an example of an integrative modality blending spiritual and psychological practices. So, by incorporating CBT techniques, Array of Light therapy helps clients reframe negative thoughts and align their thinking with spiritual teachings, enhancing both psychological and spiritual growth. For example, CBT techniques can help reframe negative thoughts, turning "I can't do this" into "I can handle this challenge with God's help." So, Array of Light's therapy's emphasis on mindfulness, similar to mindfulness based stress reduction, helps clients stay grounded and present, fostering a deep connection with their spiritual journey and enhancing their emotional well being. Mindfulness enhances awareness and emotional well being, crucial for appreciating personal development. Think back to the mindfulness exercise that we did a few slides back. Think about how you felt before the activity and then after it was finished. Did you notice a difference? I know I did. Array of Light therapy incorporates psychodynamic principles by exploring the unconscious influences of past traumas while also addressing spiritual concerns, offering a comprehensive healing experience. Array of Light therapy's success relies on cultural sensitivity ensuring that all spiritual and cultural practices are respected and integrated into the therapeutic process, which is critical for the client. Ethical considerations are paramount in array of light therapy, ensuring that all client interactions are conducted with the utmost respect for their spiritual and psychological well being. Array of Light Therapy emphasizes a client centered approach where the client's spiritual beliefs and values guides the therapy, ensuring that the therapeutic process aligns with their personal journey, not ours.
Healing is not just about reducing symptoms, it's about restoring purpose and connection. Trauma is a universal experience, but our responses to it define our growth. Array of Light Therapy provides a framework that blends spirituality, psychology, and mindfulness, allowing individuals to transform their pain into resilience. By embracing the journey of healing, we move beyond suffering into self discovery and renewal.
Array of Light Therapy provides a unique and integrative approach to trauma treatment, combining spiritual teachings with modern psychotherapy, making it an effective modality for holistic healing. So, as Array of Light Therapy continues to evolve, its potential to transform trauma therapy on a global scale is immense, offering hope and healing to those in need. All right, so the following final slides will list all the references cited in the presentation in APA format and ensuring scholarly integrity and giving credit, where credit is due. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And as we conclude this journey through trauma and healing, we are reminded that trauma is not the end of the story. It may be a part of someone's journey, but it does not define them. What truly defines us is how we choose to heal, grow, and transform. In exploring the traditional and emerging therapeutic modalities, we have seen the importance of treating trauma not just as a psychological issue, but as a whole person experience, incorporating the mind, body, and spirit or soul. Array of Light Therapy offers a beacon of hope for those struggling with trauma, merging spirituality with therapeutic techniques in a way that respects diverse paths and honors the uniqueness of every individual. It provides not only the relief of symptoms, but also a deep, meaningful connection to one's inner strength and higher purpose. Healing from trauma is possible, and with approaches like Array of Light Therapy, we can illuminate the way forward and offer hope, empowerment, and lasting recovery. Thank you so much for being a part of this exploration into the light of healing. I wish you nothing but peace and blessings, and take care. See you next time.